security team is ready to.
Do we have any international partners willing to participate in military action?
Well, first, I think you've seen that international partners played a variety of roles and have already played a variety of roles in Iraq, whether it's humanitarian drops or airdrops. They've been providing a range of assistance. We've been in touch with not just countries in Europe and in the Arab world, but also countries in Asia. Australia has been a country that has been out there eager to help. Countries can play different roles, though. It's not just military assistance. It's political assistance. It's humanitarian assistance. And what we want to do through this coalition is see how we can cobble this all together and take on this threat over the long term. It's not just an overnight effort.
Now, despite the stark warnings from Secretaries Hagel and Kerry, Joint Chiefs Chairman Dempsey said to reporters traveling back on a recent flight that there's no evidence that ISIL or ISIS is plotting against the homeland. Is that
well, we don't have
assessment?
evidence that they are doing a 9/11, planning a 9/11 style attack, but we've seen the brutality of their actions. We've seen just last week with the horrific killing of Jim Foley. We've seen what they've done around the world and to citizens in Iraq, and we know what they're capable of. So we're watching this closely, and we're going to be watching closely to see what they are preparing and what they are doing, and that's important for us to do, and important for us to do to protect the American people.
And as if there weren't enough trouble on the Middle East front, Ukraine. You have been very careful, as has President Poroshenko, to say that Russia is, let's say, launching incursions, not a full-scale invasion. If there's artillery firing across the border and tanks moving and movements of soldiers, what's the difference between an incursion and an invasion?
Well, I think this is a discussion about terminology. It doesn't change what kind of support we are providing, what kind of discussions are happening within the administration. What we've seen here is an escalation of aggression by the Russians, a pattern actually, over the last several months. That's what we're concerned about, and that's what we're watching closely. Next week is also an important opportunity for the international community at NATO, with the President there, with Secretary Kerry there, with Secretary Hagel there, to have a discussion about what's next. There are sanctions we could still do. There are a range of tools at our disposal, and I expect that will be a prominent part of the agenda next week.
Finally, just a quick question about some UN peacekeepers. They've been there since 1974 in a continually extended mission ever since the Israeli-Syrian conflict. And a number of them were taken by militants we're not sure exactly which Syrian rebel group or Syrian army group. More than 40 have been held. Others are being held at gunpoint. Do we know anything about the UN mission there?
Well, Andrea, as you mentioned, absolutely, and these reports are just coming out. Obviously, we're concerned about the safety and well-being of any UN peacekeepers around the world. I don't have additional details to confirm for you at this point in time, but we'll remain in close touch with the UN and other counterparts about what can be done in this case.
Thank you so much, Jen Psaki.
Thanks
for the latest from the State Department. And what